Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Arrow Wanderer, and on today's video I'll be showing you my favorite childhood movies, or my nostalgic childhood movies. Now, I'm not going to show you the generic everyday ones. I'm going to show you the ones that I grew up with, like not the common ones like, Home Alone or, Uncle Buck or, Miracle on 34th Street. But some of the ones that that aren't really common. A lot of people out there like myself who grew up in the 90s, would have seen these films. But having said that, I want to get right into it because I don't want to waste any time, because everyone these days, they've got really short attention spans. So I don't really want to waste anyone's time. All right, starting with the first one, which is The Wizard. Now, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this film, The Wizard. I got this in a double pack because it was a lot cheaper than just getting it in a single pack. But yeah, having said that, The Wizard is the one that I'm going to be talking about. And The Wizard is about this kid who's got like slightly mild autism, and his brother, who is played by Fred Savage, he breaks him out of this, I think it's like a sort of like a nursing home, like a home for kids who are mentally, who have mental problems. Yeah, who are mentally disabled. And anyways, yeah, he breaks him out and they travel across the country, hustling, playing video games, beating other kids for money. And then they enter this competition, they meet this girl, all this stuff happens. Anyways, that's a good movie. Next one on the list is Matilda. Yeah, you gotta get the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, they've got a whole bunch of special features. It shows the cast like years and years later after, I don't know how many years after they made the movie. But anyways, yeah, good film. Now, most people out there know Matilda, so I'm not going to explain it to you, but it's basically an adaptation of the Roald Dahl novel about a girl with powers who's adopted by this family called the Wormwoods, and she strikes up this really great friendship with her teacher, and from there, her and her teacher try to really just, take down the principal of this school, because the principal's a mean old hag, and yeah, and if I was at that school, I would just boom, pop her one in the head. Having said that, next film is Warriors of Virtue. Now this film here is a lesser known film and a very rare film. I got this brand new off eBay for 50 bucks, but now you can't even find it brand new. But yeah, what it's about is about this kid who one day goes with these other kids to this like underground sort of sewerage place because these other kids are bullying him, and then from there they make him walk across this pipe, and there's this like swirly whirlpool thing underneath him, and he like falls into it, and when he wakes up in like the forest with these ninjas. It's a really cool like weird film. But yeah, next one on the list is Kazaam. Now I got this this was from eBay, but this is still in the packet because now this sells for like in excess of 50 bucks. So yeah, I found that at like a thrift shop for $2, but people these days, they want to cash in. Anyways, having said that, like, yeah, Kazaam, if you haven't seen the film, a lot of people don't like this film. Me, I love it, I grew up with this film. I got it on a VHS tape, and yeah, what it's about is about this kid named Max, and he's he's always getting bullied. He's a loner, he's just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he one day these bunch of bullies chase him into this abandoned building, and he falls through the floorboards, and he finds this jukebox, and then he accidentally kicks it and it turns it on, and then out of the jukebox comes this genie whose name's Kazaam, and he kind of helps him out with his problems. Yeah, awesome film. But yeah, like grants him like 5 wishes, and then after the 5 wishes are over, he'll go back into this jukebox. So the kid like wishes for like the sky to rain junk food and like weird stuff like that. But anyways, it's a good film. Next one on the list is Gunther and the Paper Brigade. Now this one was a UK release, or is a UK release. Yeah, this one lesser known film. It's got pretty much unknown actors in it, but I love it. And it's about this kid who buys these, well, he doesn't buy them, he gets these tickets off these other kids who are bullies, and he doesn't have the money to pay them back, so he starts doing the paper routes, making a bit of money, and then from there, he like, no one's really paying the fees for him to be chucking out these newspapers, and then after that, he like wants to get all these people to pay their fees, so he like sneaks around the house and he does all these things, and these bullies are after him, and all these problems happen. But yeah, next one on the list, or should I say next ones on the list, are Munchie and Munchie 2, which is Munchie Strikes Back. But yeah, this one is probably one of my most expensive DVDs in my collection, which goes for obscene amounts of money online. I bought this for $90 in mint condition, but it goes for over $120, and this one only goes for $19. But the first one is the one I'm going to talk about. It's about a kid who has this, I think he's like a troll or something, and it's been a while since I've seen it, and the troll he's taking care of this troll, and I forget what happens, but it's about a kid and a troll pretty much. Anyways, next one on the list is a Disney film, and that is I'll Be Home for Christmas. Yeah. Awesome film, Jonathan Taylor Thomas film, old school. What it's about is about this kid who's, he's a kid, I would say he's a young adult, but he's at college and his parents want him home for Christmas, and he doesn't want to go home for Christmas because he doesn't really like his stepmom, because the dad, after his real mother passed away, like a couple months later, started dating again. Anyways, the dad sort of bribes him to say, come home and we'll give you the family Porsche, and it'll be your car, this Porsche. And he really loves his Porsche, but he really wants to go on a holiday with his girlfriend who he's at college with. And then one day these bullies chuck him into they don't chuck him in a locker, they chuck his friend into a locker, and then they leave him in the desert in a Santa suit. And it's about him making his way back to, I don't know if it was Chicago, but yeah, that he has to make his way back home, and he meets all these people on the way. But awesome film. Next one on the list is the Problem Child films. Now, I'm very lucky to live in Australia, where they've only released the Problem Child films in Australia, part 1, 2, and 3, that is. And the Problem Child films, I mean, if you don't know what it's about, I'm going to explain it real quick because I've got a few others to explain. But it's about a kid who's adopted by John Ritter's character, and they think he's this nice boy because the principal of this orphanage says, oh, he's a nice boy, but what they really want is they really want to kick him out of this orphanage because he makes everyone's life hell there. And anyways, once they kick him out of this orphanage, or once the family adopt him, they throw this party at the orphanage, and the family, they have all these struggles with the kid raising him, and then the John Ritter's character, who's the father, he really likes him deep down inside, and he really wants it to work, and it's just an awesome film. They go on a camping trip, and really cool film, 90s film. Anyways, next one on the list is a Hulk Hogan film, and that is The Secret Agent Club. Now, this is a lesser known film, very hard to find. Luckily, I picked this up from Kmart for, it was like $3. I used to rent this from the video shop back in the days, the one that closed down near where I live. But yeah, on VHS tape all the time. But yeah, what this film is about is a really good film. I used to rent this on a weekly basis. And what this film is about is this kid's father, who's a secret agent, and the kid doesn't know he's a secret agent. The father's hiding it from the kid. And one day, the father gets kidnapped because he's got this gun that all these terrorists want. And pretty much, the kid finds the gun because he's got it hidden in the house. And it's about the group of kids trying to break the father out of this maximum security facility that they're holding him hostage at. Weird film, awesome film, great cast, but yeah. Next one on the list is a very sad film, but I grew up with this film, and that is The Mighty. I first saw this film when I was holidaying, and they would air these movies on the television at the hotel we're at. And pretty much what this film is about this crippled kid who becomes friends with this really tall kid, and the two become really good friends. And the crippled kid tutors him because this really tall kid is a bit chubby and he gets bullied a lot, and he lives with his grandparents, and they become really good friends. And you know, the crippled kid becomes the big kid's brain, and the big kid becomes the crippled kid's legs, and they really hang out together. You know, he carries him on his shoulders. The big kid carries the crippled kid on his shoulders. It's a really good film, really sad film. Hard to find this film. You know, Sharon Stone's in it, one of her earlier films, I think. And yeah, it's got the kid from Mighty Ducks. But yeah, next one on the list is A Home of Our Own. Now, I'm not going to explain too much about the next couple of films because I'm running out of time. But yeah, what the film is, A Home of Our Own, is about pretty much this poor family, a single mother who, you know, she's raising her kids in the city. And one day, you know, this worker grabs her ass at the job she's working at, and she hits him, and then she loses her job. So she decides to move out of the city. And she finds this abandoned house, and then from there, this abandoned house that she drives past, she stops the car and says, "This is going to be our home." And the house which is next to it, the guy's house whose house is already built, he owned it. He was building it for his son who got killed in Japan because he's this Japanese guy. And then the woman says, "I don't have much money, but I'll do your housework. My kids will help out, whatever. We just want this house." So anyways, they become friends with this Japanese guy, and they start, you know, building the house slowly, getting old wood, salvaging a toilet from like a junkyard, and just things like that. But yeah, that's what it's about. Anyways, next one is Invisible Dad. Yeah. This film, I saw this on cable TV back when I was about 9 or 10, and it pretty much is an unknown film, but you know, that's why I'm making this video, because it's good to inform people, because if no one tells you, you'll never know. So this next film, Invisible Dad, is about this kid who finds this old computer in his basement, and when he turns it on, it allows him, like, whatever he wants. He types in these wishes, and this kid gets these wishes, and then one day he accidentally wishes his dad to disappear, and the computer makes him disappear, makes him invisible. And then the dad said to him prior to this to destroy it, because he finds out his son is, I forget what happens, but yeah, the son did something, and yeah, he destroyed it, so now he has to refix it, and the dad remains invisible, and it's just a really B-grade film, but I love it. Alright, the next one on the list is The Tin Soldier. Now, I remember watching this film as a kid. My mum got it on VHS, and yeah, what this film's about is this kid and his mother, they moved to this new town, and this kid doesn't really fit in, and one day he's getting bullied by this gang. It's a really B-grade film, and this gang chases him through the streets one day. I think it was after school, and then he runs into this old toy shop to hide, and this old man gives him this tin soldier, and yeah, the tin soldier comes to life at night one day, and yeah, this kid's father passed away, so yeah, he doesn't really have anyone to help him, to teach him to fight. And then he joins this gang, and one day, like, the gang makes him steal this can of spray paint, and yeah, just all these struggles start happening, and this tin soldier that comes to life, played by John Voight, he teaches him how to fight, and you know, teaches him, you know, just like teaches him basically like life lessons and stuff. But yeah, it's a really good film, really sad film. But the last one on the list is a very, very unknown film that I used to have it. I taped it off cable TV one day years and years ago, and I had lost this tape, and for years and years and years I did not know the name of this movie. But like late last year I found it on YouTube, and then I bought the DVD, and that movie is not quite an angel. Yeah. So the back looks like, although these people in the front cover aren't even in the movie, and it smells very like cheaply made by like, yeah, I'm not going to say the company's name because I don't want to badmouth anyone, but yeah, it's really old school, and it's a 90s film, but yeah, what it's about is about a single father trying to raise his two kids, and the kids don't like the babysitters that the kids keep getting, and then one day the daughter, you know, prays to God and sends a letter that they want a good babysitter, and then there's this angel, I forget her name, but she comes in as the babysitter and helps out, and yeah, like the dad works for the council, and one day they go to this park, and the government want to tear down the park, and the dad who works for the council, he wants to like, he doesn't want this to happen, and all these problems happen, and the angel's there to help every step of the way. But really cool, like old school, yeah, just really cool kids film. Like I don't think now these days growing up, you know, kids these days will have good films like this. I think the movie industry, I don't think they really produce as many good movies as they did in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and so on. But yeah, like these movies I grew up with, and I love these movies, and they got a special nostalgic place in my heart. So having said that, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you have any questions, message me and I'll get back to you. But that's it for me. Let me rephrase that. And that's it for this video. I'm gonna go now and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Having said that, I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if you're out drinking a beer, enjoy your beer. And if you're out drinking a lemonade and you're under the age of 18, enjoy that. And I'll see you all next time. Peace, mate.